Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've sat here talking.
It's muted. Oh, it's muted.
Oh.
Right.
There's no way.
Right, look.
That is actually an unbelievable intro.
I was actually really
Right,
impressed.
stream.
Yeah, it was
I want it known,
quality.
alright, stream. I want it known. We've done the best intro possible, and we've absolutely mucked it up. So we're gonna go again, right?
Yeah.
Look, it is what it is. We're here for a podcast. We're here to have a laugh, and look, let's put it this way: we've just entertained the stream. But welcome to Off the Grid, Asterisk AJ, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. We're here with JC Squiggles, JCYL, as you might know him by, but Squiggles is his real name. Mulberry Milo, and we've also got Britt Grimes, and these three boys are ready for CWL London, coming up in 19 days. I know everyone in the chat probably has their own rosters. These boys have their own rosters under their respected orgs. And Brick, you went to Dallas under Cosconia. How'd you find it?
So yeah, went to Dallas. Didn't really expect to do well with my team. I'll be honest. Seeing as we had 4 main ARs, a little bit of, like, the practice was a little bit shaky at the start, but we started sort of coming together during the end. Ended up getting knocked out in losers round 3, I believe, and got top 96, I believe. So I mean, off the back of Vegas, I was top 208 with a pickup team, so slightly more practice team, and I was top 96. So improvements were made.
Exactly.
And so leading up to that, Dylan retired, obviously, Digiosis, and then Labini we decided to sort of not carry on with just because he didn't really fit the roles and everything. So got rid of that, and then me, Big Lanimal Keegs and Keegan, that is, and Fisher were looking for 2. And yeah, so that happened. So few rosters formed. Connor in Force, Falcon in there. Decided to drop Falcon because he wasn't dedicated enough, simply put. And then decided to carry on with Keegan as Fisher and Connor didn't want to play with Keegan anymore.
Safe to say you've had a roller coaster of emotions ever since Dallas.
Yeah, it's been very stressful. Obviously, Orgless boys, Gasconia folded, Brick the Org killer, back at it again.
So,
You know what I mean?
what's your roster now? It's you, Smokey, Link, Keegan, and who am I missing?
PBMK.
PBMK.
Or Bailey Beams.
Bailey
He's
Beams.
changing it back. He's changing it back.
And obviously, we played yous the other day. Definitely a decent roster.
It is
You
indeed.
said that you did not say that with confidence.
No,
last week
it's like,
at
to be
all.
fair, I'm pretty sure that was like the first or second day
the
playing
pause.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, look, it is what it is. It's a decent little
Yeah.
roster, and if they put the time in, who knows what will happen. But obviously, it's a shame what happened with
Yeah.
Cosconia. You had something nice going there, and
Mhm.
you
It was-
have a
it
sense
was-
of exclusivity with the two other guests even. You're the only one
More
that's actually
than-
been to LAN on this game.
But more than
Yeah,
anything,
exactly.
it looked like you guys were having
Well.
fun though. It was
Yeah,
looking
no,
like
we
it,
are.
do you know
We
what I
are.
mean?
Mm.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looked like you're having a lot of fun. So like, it's not just
Yeah.
about. At the end of the day, it's not just about who's the best. It's about having fun as well.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
bro.
agreed.
That was it, and that's what's happening with this roster. It's more like it's still different people that I haven't played with.
Mhm.
So unlike half the sort of amateur scene, I do like to play with different people as opposed to the same sort of recycled garbage
Yeah.
that others do. Is what it is, but I'm having fun with it. Everyone's Smokey in particular. I thought he was a little shit at the start of the game, but he's actually come and his attitude's changed tenfold. He's actually one of my favourite teammates now. So
If I'm to
yeah,
make
that's
a
pretty much
little
it.
bold statement, I feel like he's got an upgrade from
Yeah.
his former roster, but we won't go too far into that because I don't want to offend people.
Yeah,
So obviously
but-
myself and Brick are Orgless boys, very sad. The two boys on top of us have themselves some nice rosters. Milo, you're under peak. Nice
Yeah,
little
I
roster
am.
you got going there.
Yes. I don't really know about it being a nice little roster. We'll see, though. We'll see. I mean, it depends what day it is, really. We're either very good or we're absolute arse. And at the moment, the main thing is just getting people to put in the effort. Because if anyone knows me, they know I play the game about 12 hours every day because I don't have uni this month. So I've been pummeling the game. I won my league play division by like thousands and thousands of score. I just kept going for no reason. I came back after quitting for so many years. I don't want to be shit. So I just want to play with people who are going to match that effort. Do you know what I mean? Especially under peak as well, because
Yeah.
I'm really good friends with Canny, the Argoner. So like, I'm not going to waste his money, waste his time, waste his effort and everything. I don't want to go to an event and just be fucking shit. Or a place like I don't know, like a dead place. And
Top
Yeah,
96.
it's the same with us, to be honest.
Like,
Yeah.
you had your team and situations happened. You had your roller coaster of emotions as well, just like Brick, and you're LF1 right now.
Yeah.
Who is it you're LF1 with at the moment?
It's a very shaky LF1, but it is me, Connor Fears, who is my fucking duo. Absolutely the best person I've played with on Black Ops 4. Absolutely by a mile. He just doesn't know
He's
anyone.
he's
K9 and Isaac. Yeah, literally anyone who's played with or against Connor Fears will admit that he's insane. It's
Yeah,
just
he's
no
good.
one knows who he is.
Yeah, he is good.
He's absolutely disgusting. And this is like, well, if anyone really knows me, I mean, the last game I played him properly, I had a teammate for 11 months of like just sticking with them no matter what through thick and thin. I'm not really someone who goes around and switches teams. So I'm just like, really trying to build
Yeah.
a set Call 5 to just kind of like stick through
Yeah,
at the moment.
Mm.
yeah, absolutely, mate.
And then obviously we've got JC Wiley under Plasnite. He's got himself a nice little roster. Went game 5 with Team Sween in the ESPN.
Whoa,
That
what
must
the
have been fun.
fuck?
To be
No,
fair,
no offense, Jack, but what the fuck? What happened there? You guys
Yeah.
fucking fried. What the heck?
well, we actually were playing well, but the first S&D, they were taking the piss for like the first few rounds. They had like 3 snipers out, and then we just absolutely hammered them. And then I think they started trying again after that, but we 3-0'd them in the control. And then the second hard point was like Crim lagged out in the middle of it, so that was a bit
Crimson
annoying.
cost.
Yeah, and
From
then the last S&D, they absolutely railed us. They realized that they actually did have to try to beat us, so they started trying and they railed us. To be fair, but the
Love that.
other maps were close.
Mm.
Love
Yeah,
that
but
for
like, what's it called? Once you win that one map, like you just get momentum going. Like, I remember we
Yeah,
played
exactly.
in the EG this year. I can't remember who we played. It was like Future's old team. We like 90-point clubbed them, and then we lost to S&D, and we're like, oh, these guys with all the comms were just, these guys are dog shit. These are dog shit. We're not losing this. We're not losing this. Then we lose the control, and we're 2-1 down, and then we nearly lost it, but we won it anyway. But you can really get some serious momentum going, especially in like a best
Yeah,
of
agreed.
5.
Yeah,
Even if you
absolutely
are saying
disgusting,
that Sween weren't taking it seriously, I was watching. I missed the S&D, so obviously I can't comment on that. But I've seen the control because I've seen someone tweet out, "Oh, JC Wiley's 1-1 with Sween." And I was like, "Wait, what? They actually took a map?" So I went in and clicked onto it, and you guys played well in the control. Like, obviously, I watched you play the ESPU 5K. You played against Black Claws, and fair enough.
Yeah, Ranker's team.
Yeah, fair enough. You had a PU, but the difference between that roster that played on that day against Blackclaw to the team that played against Team Sween, it shows that you've been practicing and you've been putting in the work to improve. And I think if you keep at it, you might actually do well at London.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we had definitely have gotten better. We were pretty fucking terrible at the start. And Matt, to be fair to him, is not a SOG. He's always been an AR, and he went to second SOG so we could like get a roster together. So it's taken him a while to get like used to like the pacing and stuff like that with Ethan or Dr. Faithless, as you all know him. But yeah.
Yeah, you and Matt have stuck to each other through thick and thin, just like Rick
Yeah,
and Keegan.
we've teamed for like 13 months, 14 months, something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the reason your
Yes.
roster has clicked as well it has, obviously, my opinion, you might have a different one, but obviously you've got Fateless and Baron who've been playing with each other for so long. You've got
Yeah.
Matt and Jack who've been playing with each other for so long, and then even on Jack's last roster that he played with, he had Crimson on it, and
Yeah,
even
me and Crim
Crimson.
and Matt have been playing together for months as well.
And before that, Crim was teaming with Kyle and Baron, or Kyle and Ethan. So
Yeah.
you've got a lot of chemistry there, and I feel like with the time that you have left, if you use it right, you definitely will do something well at London. And speaking
Yeah,
about
we all
London,
get along as well.
what
so
what are we thinking, boys?
it's
What
good.
what are your I don't want to say predictions. You're kind of What placement would you be? Yeah,
Expectations?
your expectations. What would you be looking for? We'll just throw it over to Milo first to start off.
Expectations for London. Fucking don't get shit on. Don't go backwards. I mean, the worst I've ever. I don't know. The worst I've ever done it was my first ever event when I was like 15. When we lost in like losers round 3, and that was like the deadest experience ever. That was like so shit, like playing 2 or 3 series and going home and sitting and watching my brother play for the rest of the weekend. You know, I just want to make it to the Saturday at the very least. But the whole I hate the whole emphasis on like, oh, what placement do you want? Because you know, let's say you got top 64, but let's say hypothetically you lost to FaZe Black and then another decent, like, I don't know, let's say like Tal, like, you know, like Baldy, Trance and stuff. I mean, you can't really complain too much. Obviously, you don't want to be losing to anyone, especially you don't want to be losing to AMS, like, under any circumstance, because if you wanted to get better at COD. But, like, it's really relative to what kind of bracket you get, who you get on the day, and just, like, it's very hard to say like, oh, I want to get X placing because you never know what's going to happen in the event.
Yeah, I agree.
A very valid point. As well as the bracket,
Right.
it's like who turns up to play on the day, how you play on the day, how you
Exactly.
handle it. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you're the only one on your current 4. I would say 5, but you're still out of 1 on your current 4 that has been to LAN.
Yeah.
So obviously the boys might have them LAN nerves first LAN. Maybe they don't. Maybe
I
they
don't-
do.
I don't know though, because I'm like this. I've never been nervous in an event, and I'm not an overly confident person, and I've never
Yeah.
been nervous.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
get that
like
vibe.
I don't really get this whole like nerves thing. I think as long as you've practiced enough, you're gonna be fine. Like there's no point.
Yeah.
Playing. You're gonna
I
get
feel-
the placings you get online.
Yeah, I feel like with your team as well, as soon as someone makes that first like 2-piece or something like that, they'll be screaming, they'll be right back at
Yeah,
home. That's what
100%.
happened with me
Yeah, true.
anyway.
Yeah,
I literally, as
100%.
soon as you make your first like 1-piece or 2-piece, like, or clutch play or anything, fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
I'm still riding off fucking shit stuff from AW, man. So like, I'm milking
Yeah,
that. Man.
yeah, milk that shit.
So,
Let's talk about that 1v3 then.
Aw.
That's what I'm milking about,
Ooh.
honestly, mate.
I knew he'd bring it up. I knew he would.
Wow, you know what I mean? But
Wait,
yeah,
what-
no, that, I feel like your
Oh,
team
yeah.
will be absolutely fine.
Thank you very much. I hope
yeah.
so. I hope so.
Especially with if you get a certain person in there as well, a certain animal,
Yeah, it's an animal that.
certain animal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely.
I may as
We'll
well
see,
replace
though.
your webcam with a picture of a snake. I mean, you're doing it live on stream.
What the fuck? Oh, no, I'm talking about me, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm. Right, but nah,
What have I seen?
I wasn't on about me. I was on about a certain certain free agent in the comp.
I didn't think you were talking about yourself.
Nah,
Bradley Drake.
nah.
If you want to join
Ooh.
in,
Yeah,
bro.
you know what I mean. Just let me just go talk to my lawyer. We'll draw a contract
Yeah,
up and
ooh.
shit. You
big
know what I mean?
Setting
Big boys
teams up in
bullying,
the
boy.
Discord. Time's done, boys. We'll throw that one over to
Yeah.
Brick as well. Like, what are you expecting for London? Obviously, you were at Dallas. What are you expecting to do at London compared to what you did at Dallas?
Seeing as it's a 128 bracket sort of competition as opposed to a 256,
Hmm.
I'm hoping we go quite far. Like, all I want to do is make a run of it. Like, the only things that, like, me personally I'm concerned about is just practice time. That's about it. But I feel like if we practice smart as well as hard, we'll be absolutely fine. We've got a roster that actually has all the right roles and shit like that, so we're all good. And I'd probably say bare minimum that I wouldn't even be happy with is getting into points. So we'll see.
Well, what will points be?
Top 64.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Oh,
Always
top
top
64.
64. Always top 64. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
You only get a measly 100, but
like being like I personally think that pre-planning and satisfying. Say I know you didn't say that, but say hypothetically there's someone watching this and like, yeah, if I got top 65, if I got like a couple of 100 points, I'd be okay with that. But
yeah.
you plan like that, you're planning to get like
I'm
top
still-
80, top 96,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm still won't be happy. Like in my
Yeah.
mind, I want to win the whole. I want to win the whole thing. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I'd probably say to show that there's an improvement in myself and sort of my team. I'd probably say points would be a good indicator of improvement
Mm.
going on to Anaheim if we are attending Anaheim. But ideally, I
Oh,
want to
you're
go as
going.
far as possible.
I know
Well,
myself.
you know what I mean.
Myself
My
and Jack
money's a
aren't
little
able to
bit
make
dry at the
Anaheim.
moment.
Me and Jack
Yeah,
aren't able
it'll
to make
be
Anaheim with exams
in
and all
the
that.
in the
Yeah,
deep end with
shit.
exams.
I mean, all my uni coursework and essays. I mean, I do like. I've got I'm putting on an art installation as soon as I get back from London. I just don't give a fuck, man. I just want to play cards.
Yeah, man.
I respect people putting education first, but I mean, I just couldn't give a shit.
I'm pretty sure the day of Anaheim, I haven't checked the dates properly, but the first day of Anaheim, the Friday, is a day I have an exam, literally that morning. So
Yeah,
it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a very poor situation. But Jack,
Mhm.
in regards to London, obviously you're under Plasnite.
Well, none of us have been to LAN before, apart from Ethan, Dr. Faithless, who went to Birmingham last year.
Mm.
So in terms like, there's no like improving from the last event like Brick, but probably make it to Saturday. I don't know what I don't know like what placing that will be, but want to at least play Saturday, I guess.
Yeah.
Guess that'd be the aim. And if you're looking for an actual placing, I don't know, like probably aiming for top 48.
I think it comes
Or
back to what Milo
around
said.
there,
Really,
or more.
you can't really predict the placement. You could,
Yeah, like I don't know. It depends who we
Yeah.
play, because like we're gonna be far behind on pro points as well when
Yeah.
it comes to it as well.
don't start on pro
Mm.
points.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I nearly had a domestic in the Discord before I came to this
Yeah.
with my team.
We
were
had a
talking
little
about it.
scene as well a few weeks ago.
Oh man,
And we,
I thought
honestly,
I was
pro
there.
points are chalked.
I thought I was
GV
there to
admin's
talk
going
about,
mad.
yo, we just need to get on more. We need to get our pro points done. Turned out 2 people were ready to go outside and square off. I was very confused. I kind of had to go server mute the 2 of them, tell them to relax. But it's all right. It is what it is. But in the case of London, so we got the pro teams, and roster mania is something that's been happening
Yeah.
lately. Scraps, being the tease he always is, keeps tweeting out stuff in regards to FaZe. The rumored FaZe roster, from what I've seen and what I actually
Yeah.
think would be a good roster: Zuma, Attach, Celium, Zero, and Scraps. Apparently, Zero will be going back to that main AR role. What do we think? Toss that one over to
I don't
Brick.
know. Yeah, go.
Shall I go
Go for it,
first?
Jack. Go for it.
Oh yeah, no. Whoever, just dive in, Jack.
Yeah, I've seen multiple phase rosters, and I don't think any of them look that great. Firstly, they won't be on as near as much practice as the rest of the pro teams will be. They're probably playing right now, and we don't know, but still. But also, I've seen Pharaoh as the potential main AR. I've seen Celium as the
Yeah.
potential main AR, and Zero, as you just said, and I don't think any of them are. So I don't think they'll be that good. Like, obviously Scraps is one of the best players in the world, and
Nutty.
yeah, and Celium's insane, as we saw at the
Yeah.
open event. But like, if you look at the top teams, like LG of Formal, Optic of Crim, like United of
Yeah.
Varsities, like if you don't have a proper main AR, you're not going to do well, in my opinion. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about any of them.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably say that phase roster. One thing I'd say it's good. Don't get me wrong, but where the hell is Phantoms from the old phase black roster? Like, why haven't FaZe picked him up? Like, if you look at stats, obviously stats don't tell the full story. He's been absolutely nutty in the AM bracket, in the WGN as well. Like, get Phantoms in that team. Like, fuck Attach off, or Zuma. Well, not Zuma. Zuma's had pro league experience a little bit. Attach, like, get him out or something. Get Phantoms in. That's your main AR. Like, give the bloke a chance. That's what I'm thinking. And part of the rest of the roster, I can't complain. Like, I think that's a pretty decent roster. But obviously, Scraps, he'll bring the vibes. He'll bring his skill as well. He's probably one of the best, if not the best player in the game. So I just think give Phantoms a chance. Like, he's going over to EG, isn't it?
Definitely.
Rumored. Yeah.
EG.
Yeah.
The European Esports game.
The tournament hosting site. They got a new team in the Pro League, have they?
Yeah.
Nah, I said EG, didn't I?
Yeah, it's just your
I've
accent.
seen
sounds
a
like
lot.
you said EG.
EG.
Obviously, you can't take much. Whatever COD Burner puts up, you got to take it with a pinch of salt. I've seen Ferro
Yeah.
meant to be on the EG roster. I've seen Ferro meant to be on the Envy roster. I've seen Ferro meant to be on every single roster you could possibly think of. And you kind of just you sit there thinking about all these roster manias, and you look back at just before Dallas, a few teams that formed and they weren't fully practiced, and we're just going to have the same thing at London. We're going to be watching an event with teams that aren't fully practiced, essentially watching an event with pickup teams, and I don't know. I think it's poor. I think it's a poor standpoint to look at from the neutral point
The
of
whole
view.
esport,
Mm.
the whole
Nah,
Yeah.
esport
I mean-
perspective as well. It's not competitive.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I think you guys have been a bit. I think you've. I don't think you understand like the potential of that rumored phase team. I think Zero, Zuma, Scraps, Attached, Celium on the team. I mean, like,
Oh, no,
for a hardpoint
100%.
team at least could be insane.
Yeah.
It's just, but like you've got to think.
I don't
it's a
think they'll win though.
process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
talking purely about winning.
Yeah, but like they're not going to win the first event. But like you look at 100 Thieves now from being an absolutely terrible team to the best hardpoint team in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
Valid.
Freeod Optic and
Mm.
stuff like that, and it's just game time. This game's just are they just gonna fucking? It's just game time and just playing as a team. Like anyone can beat anyone on this game.
Absolutely.
5v5, fucking all flying
also-
in the superpowers.
On the same side of the coin as well, three of that phase roster have already played together and they choked Pro League.
Yeah.
So like you've got to take it from that as well. I think if everything all comes together, they'll be in the grand final, winners final, losers final. They'll be top four at the absolute minimum. But
but
if-
like,
give Phantom, like I keep saying again, give Phantoms like the
Mm.
just give him a run. Like he's nuts. He's proved it statistically. Just get him in.
He definitely
I don't-
deserves the opportunity.
I
It comes back to the point where like was Midnight that dropped their entire roster, wasn't it? Or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes back to that. Like the
Yeah.
boys have qualified for the Pro League. They're obviously good enough to be in the Pro League. Why are you changing it? It's like if it's not broken, what don't fix it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
When it comes to phase, don't get me wrong, that roster could do bits. It's just more the point of they're not going to be as practiced as your Optics, as your 100 Thieves, as your Reciprocities, all these bigger teams. And I really do think that if Reciprocity perform on par to Dallas, or even improve on Dallas, we could have a European team defending the title in UK.
No, I mean,
they'll be in the
Oh,
final.
big.
I-
Honestly, if Rec is in that final,
yeah.
Bro,
I
it
mean,
could be a
That'll be
repeat of
mental.
Birmingham plus more.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought going into this game, I thought, especially because like the back end of World War Two, like watching Tommy and Zed, like Zach was fucking insane at the end of World War Two
Mm.
on that
Yeah.
Unified team, and like I thought going into this game, like I know they weren't that good at Vegas. I know they're pretty damn fucking good now, but like I genuinely thought even when they had Dens on the team, I thought they were going to be one of, if not, like a really, really good team. I thought they were definitely going to be like the most underrated, overshadowed team. And then when you put
Mm.
fucking big man Dylan Henderson in there, man, like
Oh.
it's just
What?
disgusting, isn't it?
What a glow up he's had as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, like from open bracket in Birmingham to literally was it top four they got, top three in Dallas?
top three.
Yeah.
Top three.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
literally
third.
turned it on. You've got to just respect it really. Like that's the aim, isn't it? Especially it must be quite inspiring for you Irish boys as well. Like, seeing
he's
someone-
he's
seeing
Northern
someone-
Irish. He's
Oh,
Northern
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
fake Irish, isn't he? He's
Northern
not.
Irish.
Yeah.
Speaking of Irish boys, everyone here is at least Irish or half Irish. So
Yeah, got some
There you
Irish
go.
descendants.
I
Yeah,
picked the
yeah.
podcast crew well. Like, what can I say?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
had to start it off
only the
properly.
best.
Get the
Yeah,
Wexford
yeah, properly.
boys in there.
Hold tight,
Oh,
Alma.
Obviously,
Uh,
we've seen Dylan get brought up from the AM scene and turn Reciprocity from a good team to an incredible team. And then we've got E United bring up Simp, and that's just another instant improvement. You see all these amateur players coming out, and I think there's a lot more competition now than there ever has been in Call of Duty. I personally disagree with the argument where people will be like, "Oh, there's not enough skill in the COD anymore. There's less skill. Just anyone could win anything." No, I feel like a lot more people are taking it seriously, I don't know what
It
you guys think
happens
on
in
that.
all. It happens in all esports. It's not
No.
just COD.
I think Search and Destroy has definitely got so much worse over the years.
Oh yeah, but like the
it's-
respawn and shit is
I mean-
it's gone like search, like if you had a solid search team, like look at Optic Nation and that in Ghosts and shit, like if you had a solid search roster, like you had a chance at winning the event. But now if you have a solid search roster, you're just getting slapped in the respawns. That's it.
Yeah.
Like for fuck's sake, we play frequency S&D. That has to be one of the worst S&D maps of all time. That is an
Not a fan.
absolutely atrocious map. Like
TDM.
the S&D on this game is just horrendous. Like I do get the argument that S&D has become less skillful, especially from somebody like came up playing like Black Ops 2 Ghosts and stuff. Where you
It's also just 5v5 S&D there.
yeah, with specialists.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Thank God for the patch.
Well, specialist. Yeah, no, that's made it less like unpredictable.
I think that should have been in the game from the start, though. That whole you need
Yeah.
to get your points to get your specialist, not get it over time. It causes the argument of would Red Reserve be in the Pro League if that was in at the beginning?
Exactly.
What
Exactly,
do we think
'cause-
about
Yeah,
So I mean,
'cause-
Rated literally sat in the back of the back of spawn, literally on payload S&D. By the way, another really crap like S&D map.
Yeah.
Like that shit. Like that gets vetoed straight away.
Yeah.
In anything
Gridlock
whatsoever.
S&D?
Gridlock as well. Griddy's alright.
5-man
No.
showers.
Well,
You
yeah,
literally
when
just
she
run
when
5-man
Yeah,
showers.
no,
I think
no,
Gridlock's
no.
worse than Payload.
But,
When
yeah.
you get it down the stretch on B, it's just fucking chalk it up.
Can you imagine though if they had that from the start? So many different things like don't happen. Like
Or if this game was 4v4 and there was no specialists, this game would
be
actually
perfect,
be better.
absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But I mean, Search and Destroy Hacienda. Oh, what a map that is! You know what I mean? The 5-0 comeback at
Yeah.
Brookie G.
I think Hacienda's the only. I mean, I kind of disagree with you with Payload. I think that's a decent map for S&D as well. But I think
I think it's better
Hacienda.
than Gridlock.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a
dunno.
debatable topic. I feel like all the maps are too small for 5v5. I don't think there's a
For
single map
S&D
on this
wise,
game
yeah.
that you can tell me is big enough for 5v5 that we play in the
S&D,
competitive
yeah.
rotations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
also-
need maps the size of
yeah.
like Contraband, but Contraband's just so shit. Like actual like detail
I
wise.
remember
I always
Contraband
said, I always
Contraband.
said, if Contraband didn't have that shitty water bit, it'd probably be one of the best maps. Like literally, imagine like contesting that P1 at the start.
Yeah, but then if he doesn't have the water, it's just not even the same.
It's
map,
not
do you
even
know what I mean?
Contraband. No,
Do you know what I
it's-
mean?
But yeah, no.
I don't think
lit-
water is competitive though. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's like having a massive underground tunnel under the map. Like you could go from the whole left side to the very right side by just swimming like 50 feet underwater, like where no one can see you.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not even if you were you could be seen. The amount of the stray speed you get from being in the water. You put an ICI in the water and Hacienda, man, it's
Yeah.
just fucking Michael
Yeah.
Phelps with this massive gun in his hand. It's like fuck off, dude. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
ICR water
the
is
same on
fun.
Hacienda when you can just hop in the water.
Yeah, that's what I know about.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't,
I
like,
don't
I
think-
like the water in
I-
Hacienda for whatever P5 is it? P4? The fourth hard point.
Go on, you
That's
can
pretty
count.
stupid.
Go on.
One,
we have a little touchy
There's only
subject.
four, there's only four,
two.
We have a little
What's
touchy
touchy
subject
subject?
here now. This might, I think we're going to cause a lot of controversy with our opinions. Obviously, you'll
Are
get your top AMs compared to the lower tier AMs are going to have complete disagreements on this. But the funding of amateur teams, so organisations funding amateur teams, and the entitlement that certain amateurs feel towards what they should be funding. I think it was Owen Lawless who made the comment, and I completely agree with him, that no amateur team should be getting fully funded.
I agree.
What do we think?
I'd probably say unless you're earning money for the org back and like getting near that pro league level, then there's the argument for it, obviously. But I mean, I feel like with funding, it's got to be a two-way. It's got to be a two-way street anyway. I mean, boil it down to this: it's a hobby. At the end of the day, it's a hobby before it's a job. And I feel like you should never get full funding, but some of the funding that people are offering, like people saying jerseys are funding. If you get a job in Tesco, Sainsbury's, anywhere, and they say, "Oh right, yeah, you got the job, but you have to buy your own Tesco polo," you're not going to do it, are you? Like, no. I'm gonna go out and spend peas and spend money on on my uniform that says I work here or I'm representing. Like, that's not how it works. Like, so that's my viewpoint on it. I feel like if you're like a top AM team, there's an argument, but if it's like, I feel like Team Pass is probably the sort of bare minimum, sort of the maximum potentially you should be getting if you're not getting consistent top performances.
Yeah,
That's just
I
me.
agree.
That is just me.
I you've got to think of it from business standpoint, and every individual case is relative to the organization. For example, say if hypothetically, Brick, your mate Dave from down the pub starts a fucking org, right? Right
Yeah.
now, he has to pay, he's going to have to pay a lot more money than hypothetically if I started an org, just because he doesn't know anyone in the scene to get any sort of connections to get
Exactly.
teams, and therefore to do that, he has to invest a lot more money. Like a lot of people in the past would play for people that they knew the org, like they knew the owner, they'd play for them and stuff like that. But if you don't really have a foot in the scene, you kind of have to kind of pay that premium just to get some sort of
Yeah.
exposure. You've got to think of it more as a big business as well. And I really don't think enough amateurs do enough content, do enough just really brand themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't fucking stream a lot because my Elgato is broken. But like, there's no amateurs that are fucking nailing the content thing. Like, who do you know from the am scene that makes fucking like YouTube videos, or like actual YouTube videos where it's not just ripped from a stream or just ripped from like an OBS recording of just like a map of them scrimming, like something where they've actually sat there and thought about it, put effort in, and tried to diversify and make something different. Like no one does.
The only thing that I could say would be similar to that is what Digiosis did Dylan with our team and socially. Like, we've still got videos to put out. So Dylan, if you're watching this, come on, like, fucking hurry up. Like, show us the other two. Like, but we made it clear that we'd be more than happy in exchange for like funding and shit. We'd be more than happy to do content creation and stuff like that. Like, that was one of my main selling points for an org, is like, look, we're going to document it. Like, we're not just going to go up and play and be goths in our room and stuff and just sit there or go out on the piss. We're going to document like what our journey is.
Yeah.
And that'd give in return, that'd give more exposure to an org, surely. But like, I just think it's crazy how people don't live stream and stuff like that. I need to live stream more.
You're very inconsistent with it.
Very, very inconsistent with it. I'm trying, but I work 40 hours. Like, I get fucking knackered. I don't want to whack the live stream on. See bags under my eyes. Literally bags for life.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I just want to get on and scrim and enjoy my night sort of with my team.
Have you not been using code Radiant for 10% off your X Gamer purchases?
Oh, I have, mate. To be fair, I've still got that. I'll put it in the back as well. I've still got Hydrastorm from what Nathan sent me for like from Vegas. So
I'm trying to find my
shout out
jersey.
Nathan.
I think
Absolute real one. But yeah,
content is something. It shouldn't be something that orgs should be like, oh yeah, we'd like you to if you don't mind. It should be, yeah, we need you to do content to receive this funding.
Of course, yeah.
Like if an org is just, I'm trying to think of an org as an example without name dropping. Being too, all right, we won't name drop, but that could be bad. We don't want to burn bridges.
Yeah, don't want to be burning bridges. No, definitely not.
It's a case where I've seen many orgs send teams to events like Dallas and Vegas, and they've not produced any the teams have not produced any content with the org. The only orgs that are doing it properly is, we'll say, your Radiant at Birmingham. They did Heat, which was great. Did
Cryptic as well, when Cryptic was around. They did that volume series that's banging.
And also Radiant did it at Vegas, but obviously for clear reasons, there was not a lot of content to.
I mean, Josh K brought the heat.
Friday gamers.
Because they unfortunately ran into the fucking powerhouse, man.
I mean, Josh J brought the heat. They just recorded it.
Record that shit.
Can I just say, I actually rate that. That's a metaphor, right? You know what I mean? No, I think that shit.
Nah,
I bring
let-
the
think
heat.
really
You
good.
record that
I
shit.
would rate
He's
it.
thought about that beforehand.
Yeah.
He's like planned that.
I would
Yeah,
rate it if it
literally,
wasn't for the
yeah.
fact that everyone in here knows, everyone in the stream knows. Josh has stood in front of a mirror the night before. As soon as he's seen that bracket, he's gone,
Pop off.
"I bring the heat. You just record that shit. Alright, I bring the heat." He sat there repeating that. He knows he was gonna say that. He had that planned. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, 100%,
But-
100%.
The
Honestly.
fact, like content, like you said about DJ Osis, he did those videos obviously for his channel as a small little bit of content to put up for himself while he went to the event to make it more worthwhile for himself. He did the vlogs. I feel like that's something that all these amateur teams should be doing for their orgs. I feel like content should be 100% a priority. Obviously, you want to practice, but I think content should be made. Whereas you'll see people streaming, you'll see people make these videos at the events. I think that should be happening a lot more. Whereas it's not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I'm for Peak, for example, I'm vlogging the entire event.
Let's
There
go.
is a dedicated videographer as well. Then we're
Nice.
making separate extra YouTube videos on top of that as well. Do you know what I mean? And like because at uni, what I do, I'm an acting student, so it's
Ooh.
essentially just what I do anyway at uni. So I just don't mind doing it whatsoever, and I just don't see. I feel like there's such a gap in the market for AMs. If you just fucking market yourself a bit better, you can get into like you can get so much better opportunities. Like I'm seeing people. I mean, this wasn't directed at you, Astrid, but like saying stuff like, "Oh, can't find an org," and but like there are a lot of people that are just not. So this wasn't directed at you, Astrid. It's just funny. I've realised that you tweeted this out. The average teams, the average teams, and I'm not saying you've not promised to do content either. They've not promised to do content. Why would they specifically pick you over the next person? Do you know what I mean? No one.
Yeah,
You need
exactly.
to have that unique selling point, which I just don't
Mhm.
think anyone has.
Yeah,
So-
true.
I mean, the Bricky G vlogs were pretty fire, but then I realised on the third episode I had fuck all footage left, so that was it.
In fact,
We're fine. But yeah, no, that was It's just like it's so easy. You have so much spare time as well at the event, like leading up to it as well. Like if you're in America, you get there Wednesday. You've got Thursday to go out, like see your sites and everything. And even then, you've still got like an hour, 2 hours. Like we literally banged out 4 videos in about, I'll probably say 4 hours, and that's it.
Yeah, we're
Like-
doing that on the Thursday with last night.
I think the
Thursday
Thursday
we
is the
get
best
in.
day to do it. Like, you just
Exactly,
get it out of the
Thursday's the
way.
best one.
And like,
Yeah.
like to be fair, like you're not going to be playing on Sunday unless you're like whatever, like top 6 is it? So,
Whoa, whoa!
Ah.
Speak for yourself.
Nah, to be
Oh.
fair, amateur bracket
Yeah.
is literally just the open final, and that's it. So you
Yeah.
will
Oh
definitely.
yeah, okay, there you go. So like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so,
it. Yeah. So,
so
Like you
so
should be
me
doing
so
on
me
some-
and Brick, mine and Brick's
Yeah,
teams.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, you can do stuff on Sunday as well.
Big
Like you don't have
baller.
anything to do on Sunday.
I think it's just
exactly.
it's just a simple task that people just aren't doing. I think it's just laziness more than anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, it very much is. I don't
Yeah.
actually. I don't know if it's laziness. I think it's more ignorance. They don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the culture. Like no one
Yeah.
like no one does it. Like when that's why it's such a big deal. Like when DJ Yozis did it or whatever. Like it's like
Mhm.
oh cool, like someone's actually doing it. And like
Yeah.
everyone took to it as well. Like I watched them, even though
Yeah.
I don't know really any of
Yeah.
the lads in it. I still watched
Yeah.
it.
So,
One thing I would say about Dylan's vlogs were that he made them a little bit too long, as
Mm.
to like they're not as digestible compared to like my vlogs. I'd probably say mine's just a little bit more fun, whereas his is more sort of documenting his entire day. Mine was just putting random clips together of me
Yeah.
like looking at Loz funny or telling Loz to shut up or
Brick's
shit
just
like
sat here talking about vlogs. And he's like plug.
no,
that.
but it's two different. It's two different things. To be fair, like it's two
Yeah.
different. Like if you think of it like subgenres, like you're like people watch you because you're funny. But
Yeah.
I like Dylan's things because it felt really immersive. Like you got to see things
Exactly.
Mm.
That's what
Yeah.
like I set time out of my day to watch Dylan's vlog, and it was just like it was reliving all of those moments.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
actually
it was
funny
awesome.
because I didn't know Dylan was doing the vlogs, and I didn't know that he had uploaded them at the time. And I just went on YouTube, typed in CWL Dallas, because I like watching the games back because I had missed them. I think I was working or something, so I was going to watch the games back and just see like who beat who and stuff. And I was just scrolling down, and the fifth thing that came up on the search was DJ Osis CWL Dallas vlog episode 1. I was like,
Crazy.
it's
yeah,
mad.
I've just
Yeah.
searched it now, it pops
No
up.
one's doing it. Like literally, no one does it.
It's a simple bit of content that can literally
Yeah.
put you out there as an individual and
Mhm.
market your brand. Like, I like that Fateless has started streaming as well, because obviously that's going to market Plasnite, and it's also going to market himself.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nick is pushing the whole like. I think we like the COD, like there's a CS team as well, but the COD team have to like stream like
Oh, he's
3
right.
or 4 times a week on the Plasnite Twitch. So like that, so we're obviously playing the ESPU games on it.
That's what needs to be done. Like,
Yeah.
I rate
Yeah,
that a
like-
lot.
Yeah.
Fair
I
play,
mean,
Nicky, if you're watching.
Yeah.
That's the only thing like at the moment is there's not really much to scrim because like I mean the EG playoffs aren't until next week and then because there's not because like the 1Ks and the 2Ks if you're only going to make it to second round there's not people don't like people have this weird thing this weird ideology that won't stream scrims as if like we all sit and watch each other's scrims like have you ever gone and watched like I don't know Kleenex's scrims and sat there and analysed it and be like oh Toby breaks off here and he does this it's like,
I'd
the fuck
love
out
to
of
sit
here,
and
that's
watch
just-
Toby's gameplay, because the guy is
It'd be an
literally,
absolute pleasure.
he is able to just, I don't know what it is, I'd love to know what he eats for breakfast
Yeah,
in the
people
morning,
are ripping him on the timeline.
but the guy
Oh, yeah,
literally
no,
does
like-
it all.
Just getting pissed at that.
24
All I'm gonna say is fuck Moose, man. Like honestly, like literally, like Toby Kleenex has literally just come up. He's 18 years of age, and my man's literally going off on him like he hasn't fallen off this year. Like,
Toby's
sorry,
an animal.
Toby's unbelievable. He's only attended one LAN. He got top 118 with his mates. Like he probably dragged them through. I didn't really watch it, and he came up against King Shawnee Cod. You know what I mean? Like no one's
You-
going to beat
you don't
Shawnee.
beat the king.
You
Like,
don't beat the king. Don't beat the king.
I don't know. Like, I'd love to know what the
yeah.
guy has for breakfast, because he's able to just run and gun, and Toby's just
He's
incredible.
nuts.
He is incredible.
nuts.
I can't wait
He
to
is
stand
nuts.
behind him at London and
He
shout.
never reacts as well.
Exactly.
He's a very calm and humble guy.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
he is.
from what
He
I've
is.
experienced in it.
He is lovely.
So
Well,
I've thrown it over to chat, and I've asked for some questions. Okay. Now some of these
Right.
questions are very stupid, so they won't be getting asked. But we've got a very controversial question, and I'm definitely gonna ask this one. Worst teammate you've ever had? We'll start that one off with Brick.
Wow. Worst.
Your worst
team
teammate,
I've ever had.
and why?
And why?
Fucking hell, I'm gonna have to choose.
I'm
one,
gonna. Oh, that is a tough. That is. I don't want to put
I'm
anyone
probably
on
I'm
blast.
probably gonna be seeing them in 3 weeks' time though.
I'd probably say. I'd probably have to say Falcon.
Okay.
Just purely because.
This game or ever?
I thought you were like, oh, don't. Yeah, I can't put them on blast.
Ever.
I'm probably
No,
gonna say
the
Falcon.
Falcon. Yeah, no. Falcon's probably my least favorite teammate that I've had. Like I enjoyed his company and everything, but teammate, he never turned up to scrims on time,
Oh,
which meant as opposed to getting one scrim in and 2 scrims in a night, it'd end up as 1 and a pro point, which just completely hinders our practice.
criminal.
Number 2, we said on 1K Sunday, everyone be on for 10, be in the disc. Let's get a scrim before the match, get warm, get in that competitive environment.
Mhm.
Turns up at 11:20, says, "Oh yeah, I didn't read my phone." And I was like, "All right, you fucking gone after this. Sorry, mate." Like, literally, I was thinking, and I got pulled into a call with 2 of my teammates, and they're like, "We want to drop Falcon," and I was like, "Thank you, yeah, cool, sound sorted." So yeah, that was me. That's my worst teammate. I'll throw it up to Mr. Mulberry.
Hello.
So
my
what's your worst teammate?
I'm gonna be a bit smart about this because you never know. You don't want to burn bridges. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'd have to think. I'd have to say my worst teammate. What we defining as like worst? Are we saying skill, or are we saying attitude, or are we saying whatever?
Whatever, mate.
whatever.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Worst attitude. I've been playing for a lot of years. Worst teammate. I really don't think I've got one specific teammate that's pissed me off. I feel like every teammate I've had has pissed me off quite a lot.
Feel free to go on a rant if you want.
Yeah.
Content, content,
No,
content,
but
content.
it's really just like it's just a level of like disrespect that pisses me off. If people don't turn up on time, if people don't put the same amount of effort,
man.
it's just like, well, then what's the point? Like, for me coming back, because I've only been playing it, well, in 3 days, I've been playing a year again since quitting for 3 years, and like the main thing for me is playing with people that want to be there, want to get better. I mean, like I teamed with at the start of the game, I teamed with Cali and the Germans for like months and months and months, and then when there was problems with like language barrier, we couldn't really get over. I went and I'm with this team that I've been teaming with for 2.5 months since then. You know, I'm not someone who just kind of just like goes in and out of teams. Someone who
Same.
work and figure out a team, etc. So like I mean, I've had plenty of shit teammates, but just
Oh yeah,
one.
I'll
know.
touch on that really quickly because your current teammate Connor, right? I literally had to go. We had this argument once, and I literally said to him, like,
Connor Fears.
Connor Enforce, not yours, Milo.
Oh, mine.
Aaron, sorry.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I literally said to him because he missed his pro points. I was like, I'm literally working 40 hours a week. I'm getting on. I'm getting like my shit done. How can you not get a pro point in when you have no job? Blah blah blah. And like me and Connor can be super honest with each other. Like we literally we shout at each other, but it's not in like a harmful way. It's literally just like constructive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, you know what, fair enough. Next week we won't do it, and I don't think he's missed a pro point since. Bless him.
I don't think
Love Connor.
we should talk about pro points considering the big domestic that happened in my Discord
Oh
before
yeah.
this. But we'll throw it up to Jack Wiley.
Yeah.
Worst teammate.
I'm kind of like Milo. I was in the youth scene last year, like you, Aaron, and I'd say pretty much every single person I teamed with, apart from you and Matt, maybe, were absolutely disgraceful teammates because none of them really take it seriously. But I'm not going to drop names, but a few of them, if they're watching, would know who I'm talking to. But this year, I don't know, like I haven't had any like bad teammates, like being late or whatever. But the person who I argued with the most, would have to be Q Tremor or Ethan. If Krim or Matt would tell you, like we literally sit there. I think we argued for like an hour straight, and like by the end of it, we weren't even talking about like the point that we were originally talking about. We were just arguing for the sake of being right. So probably we get along really well, but the two of us just brought the team vibe down the whole time arguing. So probably have to give him a special mention.
I wanted a bit
that
more
question.
controversy, but I've not got it. We've got another question coming from Rasta. Teams to keep an eye out for London. What do we think?
Wait, can I just answer some? Baldy put in the chat, we've had some belters. Me and Baldy teamed for pretty much the entirety of AW. And one time before Amateur Pro 2, there was a time where we hopped onto Scrim. We lost like one map, and there was me and Jinxie shouting at each other, saying we're going to fight each other. And like when we met each other, we never really resolved it. And then we met each other in person. I was like, oh my god, we're actually pathetic. So like sometimes you just kind of get over it, and like sometimes you need to just let out that like bit of emotion at each other. Like we was full on shouting at each other. I remember like listing how tall I was and shit, 'cause I was like 15, being like, I'll beat the fucking shit out of you. So yeah, it's just a bit mind blowing.
I can picture Squeaky Milo going on about that.
Honestly.
No, but yeah. So Rasta's gone and said teams to keep an eye out for in London. So, what are we thinking?
Sam Baldy, man. Sam Baldy. Jesus
Swino.
Yeah, Tal. Definitely. I mean, like,
definitely.
Fucking Baldy is like, when we played on AW, I used to be one of those bad teammates that would play for like the bare minimum and then hop off. And then I remember Baldy intrinsically building into me like the values of like shooting bots, playing pubs and stuff that I just didn't see the point in. If it wasn't like a scrim or something, I didn't want to be there. But like that's made me such like a massive grinder now, which is like 4 years later since last team of him. Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
like, and Martin's the same. I don't really know the rest, but Martin loves fucking COD, man. He absolutely loves this
Yeah, he
game.
does.
So
Mate,
I definitely think Tal.
Tao literally got top 24. I'm like, well done, you played really well. They're literally, we could have gone so much further, man. Like, that's the attitude they have. Like, literally, if you said to
Yeah.
me, Tao could win the amateur bracket, I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't say you're crazy. Like, if they win their S&Ds and they're all firing on all cylinders, they'll be absolutely fine. So I'd definitely say Tal's probably on my list. Love you, Swino, as well. Love Yellow Beanbag.
Lagoon.
Let's
the
try. So obviously you've
Toby,
got your your Lagoon, you've got Lands, you've got your bigger teams.
Yeah.
Let's try stay outside of those bigger teams and look at
Yeah.
maybe smaller teams. Well, I don't want to disrespect by saying smaller. Some of the teams that you wouldn't be your legions, your lands, all those teams, and look outside that. And who do we think that could actually put in some work at London?
University.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
probably say University have a very, very high skill ceiling. You have Colluxium, Callum. He's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah,
He loves COD. He's a bit dopey at times. Doesn't get his pro points in, but he's fucking unbelievable at COD. Gabe Aroma, Gabe Rage, Rape Gage.
Great gauge.
He knows he's probably one of the few amateur players which knows how to play the game like right. And
Great gauge.
whenever he gives me advice or anything, I listen to it because I value his opinion a lot because he knows how to play the game. His S&D is really, really good. He's a bit of a cock, don't get me wrong. But yeah,
I think he's a fucking sweetheart.
he is, but he's a bit of a knob. But you've got to be a bit of a knob to
He's
sort of.
I think the whole
but
team
yeah.
is that sweet.
But like, yeah, exactly. JG probably gets overlooked, but
Yeah.
he's granddad JG. He's
If
unbelievable.
anyone's a knob, we're talking about GG.
No, I like
Yeah,
JG.
literally. And also obviously Lawrence Schofield. We gotta love the mop. We gotta love him. West Virginia.
We'll throw that one
Literally.
to Jack.
Yeah.
So we've heard about University. We've heard about all your higher AM teams, as we'll call them. You got any contenders as to who could actually put in some work at London?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the future team.
So
Of
that's
us.
Vinny.
I think that. Yeah, I think they.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think they could definitely do something. I don't know. Like, they get a lot of flack online, but I think that, like,
Yeah.
they have two vets who have been there, done that, and the new guys coming up. So I definitely think they could. They have a lot to prove, and they work very hard. So I think they could definitely do something.
Apart
from that, though,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, most teams are kind of on the same level or in and around the same level. I don't really know if there's any standout teams.
I'm gonna say
Apart from Milo's team, of course. Who are gonna do bits?
Yo, where's my
win the
shout
whole
out?
thing.
We're gonna win the thing. Nah, honestly, future. I feel like they've put so much practice in that if they don't do well, it's all gonna come crashing down. Like, literally, I'm gonna be as brutal as possible. I love all the future people. They're all nice. They're all sound with me, but they need, like, it's not that they're like they can perform. They need to perform with the amount of practice they've put in. Like, you've got Josh J, the Lamb Vetty, the Powerhouse. You know what I mean?
Powerhouse.
You've got, like, at the end of the day, that I feel like they need to put in some work and at least, like, break. I'd probably say they'd need to break at least top 48 for it to be a worthwhile event for them. Even then, I'd probably say that's a disappointment for the amount of practice they've had.
I don't think
Definitely.
I can think of anyone in the scene, and obviously I'm a little biased because I do consider him to be a good mate. I don't think I can think of anyone in the scene that is slept on more, but puts so much into. Not you. We're talking about amateur, the lower amateur teams, not top AMs. All right, relax.
Yeah, you know,
Well,
Stop
think
head glitching your cam, Milo.
yeah, stop head glitching, bro.
check.
Come on,
Hello.
snake sliding the cam and off the
I
grid.
know.
But I don't think
Throwing
there's
shoulders.
anyone that's overlooked as much, that puts as much time and has as much passion for the game than Vinny. And I truly
Mhm.
do hope that they do well for this event, because if they don't, I don't know. I don't think he'll. I don't mean this in a way that he'll end up like maybe quitting or anything. I think he's put so much in for it to go poorly. I think it will crush him.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd be happy with himself.
absolutely,
I
mate.
have mates on that team.
I feel like, yeah, no, Josh, you put very valid point. You've scrimmed 4 days of them, but like that core team have been around since fucking January. Is it
Josh has
January?
Josh has improved them like insane levels though. I
Yeah.
think just structurally, because I remember playing them originally, and we with like our old team, which is our worst team, slightly worse team. We used to like I think they'll be fine with me saying this, but we used to like 50-point club them like consistently, and
Yeah.
how much better they've got is quite like something to be proud of at
Mhm.
least, because they actually have got so much better.
I don't even
Yeah.
mean it as a rip towards Taz, because obviously he was their old main AI. But I feel like Josh coming in
He's
as the
not a
main
main
AI.
AR though. He's not
Yeah.
a main AR.
He-
though.
he was
on
playing-
He's played
fair.
everything.
He was playing
Yeah.
the
He
role
was
of a
on
main AI, but I feel like
Was it?
Josh coming in as their main AI has essentially made it so that they actually have a main AI now. They have someone that is doing the role that needs to be done, because I don't think Taz kind of knew what he was doing for a sense. I think
Mhm.
I don't.
That's fair. That's fair.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
he
I don't
was.
think. No, the role didn't suit him.
No,
Like,
I don't
he
think
knows
it
how to
did.
play
I think he
COD,
would.
It just didn't suit him.
I think he would have done
Yeah.
better in a different role, maybe. I just don't think the main AI role was for him. And Josh coming in obviously is an instant upgrade, and like you said, they've improved drastically. Another question
Shout
we've
out
got.
Powerhouse.
Shout out the powerhouse. Another question we've
Powerhouse.
got coming in is from Midget, a player who has the most potential currently in this amateur scene.
So most potential, you've just got
So,
you've
like,
got to throw
Toby.
over to
Toby
Mr.
Jones.
Kleenex. Like
Toby.
Yeah.
he's disgusting.
Yeah.
100%.
Like
No one else.
like Toby Kleenex, you can't argue. You can't argue about that. Like if anyone argues against it, like they're stupid. Like
Yeah. I mean, I'm
literally.
biased because he's like one of my best friends in the scene, but Toby is fucking disgusting. Like,
He
I
literally
think
is.
I'm good, and we'll go and play. We used to play at Blackout 2v2s all night, and I just used to watch. Like, I'd fucking hot drop, right? It'd be 2 a.m. I'd be dead within 2 seconds. I'd just watch him just blitz through people, just not missing at all.
Exactly.
He's insane, this Toby. He's actually so
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
So 100%, we're just saying Toby. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think.
Shout out to Connor as well on that.
I mean
team.
that whole team, that whole
One
blue-
thing I
that
don't
Blue King
like
7 team.
about the
Oh, I
attitude
will-
towards
I
that
will
team-
put-
Since
I will put a
last year.
special mention. Sorry to interrupt, Darren. I will put a special mention to Loz as well, Midget, because I feel like I've got to. Like he's really really good.
He loves COD.
Yeah.
Like he loves COD. He's one of the people that probably contests with you, Milo, for game time. I feel like Loz as well. I mean, maybe he made a few bad team decisions at the start, but I feel like he's fucking nuts. There's a lot of people that have made a big come up in the thingy. Frimmy J's another one. He's turned it on
Control.
since Vegas. Control.
But
like-
Frim's been playing for years though.
I know,
Like,
but
I think
he's
he's
like
only came on the come up though, is what Brick's kind of saying.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
gone
he's
from
literally-
no, I agree, but like,
Yeah.
Frim's been playing for years. Have you seen how much game time he
Exactly.
has? He's got a Prestige Master account. He's got another
Yeah.
account that's like nearly Prestige Master, and then Scrim and everything on top of that as well. He loves COD.
it shows.
Exactly.
It really does. It shows. It shows how
Also-
much time he's put
Yeah,
in.
Shout out
Controls come
shout-
straight out of the
yeah.
youth scene as well.
Yeah. Trocky as well.
He's playing
Literally
with the
been
youth players last year, and now he's with Duriel.
yeah.
All them.
You got to shout. I see someone Ramsey putting in Trocky as well. You've got to give him a shout out because, I mean, you know the egos of that university team are fucking as big as my head times 10.
Right?
Like, no. But Trocky has no PPs, and he's gone into that
nuts.
team.
Yeah, he's
So
nuts.
he's improved that team tenfold as well.
It shows he has the
he's
talent
nuts.
that they're willing to overlook
Yeah.
the pro points.
And he's
to
also
get him in.
he's also from what I've heard from him as well, he's really mature. So shout out Trocky as well.
I'd
You're nasty.
I'd give Tom my account to come play with me, man.
So-
Jesus Christ.
We'll get a few quick fire ones in because obviously we don't want this to drag on all night. We all have things to do.
Yeah.
From Ushin Conway, we've got what's your biggest pet peeve as competitive wise?
Not people not turning up on time when an
Yeah.
agreed time is there. That literally pisses me off beyond belief.
Yeah.
Like fucking hell. Like if you're like treating it as you want to progress and have this as your job, like you don't turn up late to your job 5 times in a row. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise,
Yeah.
you have a conversation. Like it's not hard to get on at an agreed time unless something keeps coming up, which is unfortunate. But just people being on time and torching time as well
Yeah.
pisses me off when it happens when we're doing it, and also when another team's torching time pisses me
Yeah.
off as well. It just kills the vibes. So
It drives me insane too because our team of people that are kind of not really well known in the scene. It's I have to, say at the moment we're L1, I'm the person who picks the person we play with. I'm also the person who gets the scrim. I'm also the person that watches all the VOD. I'm also the in-game leader. I'm also all this, and then I also have to make. And then people just don't. All they've got to do is turn up and put an effort. And if you don't do that, it's like, well, why the fuck are you here? You can fuck off for all I care. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly, man.
Yeah.
I would rather play with someone who's shitter than someone that doesn't turn up. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's you've hit the nail on the head, mate. Literally.
It's a case where you've got, as much as it is a hobby, you do need to take it seriously. Got another
Like
question.
with any hobby.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
100%.
like your teammates are relying on you. Like it's not just you. It's not all
Exactly.
about you.
We've got
Anyway,
another
yeah,
question
sorry,
from Dr. Fateless, and we'll start this one off with Jack. Who's the most improved player that you've played with?
I gotta give a shout out to Matt for changing his role and getting better at that, and also Krim on our team as well. He puts so much time in terms of game time wise. You don't even understand how much he puts in. He gets up at like 8 in the morning and like plays, like warms up, watches VODs like when he's in uni. So gotta give a shout out to Krim as well.
Yeah.
And we'll throw this one over to Brick because we know you love COD. We know you've been to Dallas.
Yeah.
Since there's a minimal amount of money to be made in the amateur scene, how do you stay
What
motivated
is happening?
to get on and do as much as you do?
All I'm gonna say is like it's just getting that satisfaction of yelling at someone at LAN and having it all come together. Nah. having it all come together as well is unbelievable. Like I'll touch on when we made the 5-0 comeback at Search because that's probably my favourite moment at LAN. But the fact that our team was so down and shit like that, and we were literally we could have lost at any point. They literally had a sniper's nest in the air. And the fact that we won that, it was just unbelievable. Like you can't replicate that feeling of just like being in the passion pit and just being there with like your teammates, your friends, and just doing bits and doing well.
I mean,
Yeah.
for motivation for me is just like being. I remember when I went to CWL Birmingham last year. I hadn't been to an event in years. I went to one day of like an IW event, having never played the game, just to go speak to people. And then I went into the Holiday Inn, and the first person that like recognized me, because obviously the last time I'd been there, I was a prepubescent boy. The last time I'd been to a fucking event, the first person that recognized me was Zed, and Zed was like, "Oh shit, Milo, we had a catch up," and I was just talking to him about how much he's got better. And now obviously Zed now is living in Vegas and stuff. And like, bro, I remember when he first moved there and he was putting shit on his Snapchat story, and I was like, shit. And I was looking at like because I don't live with my parents. I live in a little shitty house in the fucking city centre of Leeds. I'm like, wow, like how is that not motivation to people to like?
Exactly.
Because COD's very much like you get out what you put in. So just keep grinding and.
Exactly,
yeah, like,
man.
I just don't see why to give up. Just don't give up.
Like,
You
yeah,
give
no,
up, actually?
that's the worst thing. Like, there are a few people. I'm going to put Andy Complexed as an example. There are a few people that have the talent but keep quitting. and it doesn't look good as well. Marley, you said that to me when I quit as well. So I quit for like 2 days.
We knew you
So
were coming
like
back.
you said, it doesn't. Yeah, no, I don't know why I quit. I've just been a goth. But like, it just makes you look bad, doesn't it? If you keep
Yeah.
quitting and stuff
you
like that.
get a stigma. That's what I was
Yeah,
saying
exactly.
to you. Like,
Like
you're
no,
saying,
yeah, exactly. No one wants to hear the excuses. They see it as excuses of why you quit. I get why people quit, but people don't want to see that, and like that's why my current teammate Link lost his place in his old team, which is probably a worse team anyway. Sorry to anyone, I like everyone in Link's team, but probably a
you
worse
are putting
team.
people on blast. What the
But
heck?
at the end of the day, yeah, no, I did steal it, Will, because it's very, very true. Like people just don't want to listen to the excuses. Same as like if you call in sick at work, I will keep using the work example. Like yeah, you may be ill at work, but people will just see that as a period of absence and shit like that. So like, why would they want to carry on employing you? Same thing.
Mhm.
And also,
100%.
Frenzy Walker is shit. He's fucking horrible at the game. So yeah. Anyway,
Oh, interesting guy. But we'll leave it at that. Obviously, great pleasure to talk to all of yous, and
Thank you.
best of luck
Yeah,
at
thank you for
London.
having me.
Everyone in the stream, do appreciate you guys coming around. What I'm gonna do, okay, since it is available right now, Radiant Esports are doing their world record attempt, and they're raising money for charity. So we're gonna go ahead and host that stream. Code Radiant for 10% off your X Gamer purchases. We're gonna go to host them there now. Like I said, thank you guys for coming on. Best of luck in London, and that's it. We're going off the grid. That's the end of it, boys. Thank you guys for coming around.
follow Brick YMY on Twitter.